you guys have still only been through so many games together because half your roster was kind of out of this team in January, February. As you go through these challenges, like dropping a game by a wide margin and then respond to it with a big win, how do you see that growth playing out in your locker room?
Well, every day is a learning experience for the club. Like you said, we're relatively new to each other, so every time we get an opportunity to come together through a practice or a bus ride or playing a trip or a game, it's another opportunity for us to continue to learn each other, continue to get better, and continue to build our chemistry. And today was another example of it.
Ron, by not shooting in the first quarter, this is another case that you just let the game come to you and let it build along the way?
Well, obviously, you see the way D-Lo started the game. I think we had our first 11, and then AD chipped in, I believe, 7 in that quarter. So it allowed me to, kind of focus on the glass. Also had a few assists in the first quarter. It wasn't how the game was playing, but that's just how the game was going. And I'm never a force guy. I always let the game come to me and make my imprint when needed.
LeBron, were you surprised at how you dominated this team, this particular game at home?
I don't want to say we dominated them. I think we played the game the right way. And one thing we were not very good at in game 2, very forceful at the rim. We allowed their pressure to get us on our heels in game 2. We're very good when we're getting the paint. That's just who we are. We do have the ability to shoot the outside shot, but we're a paint team first, and then we spray out for threes or for perimeter. And I think tonight we just played more Laker basketball and trying to control it that way.
Law.
Ron, to you, Ryan. You got to the line and you hadn't scored yet. And y'all were down 7, and at that point, after you made your first couple free throws, the game switched. Like that was the middle of a 22-point tournament. How did get into the line tonight and really get into the line all season? How does that spur success for the Lakers right now?
Well, I think for our ball club or for any, if you talk about guys in the league that have the ability to score the ball, the best thing for them to do is see the ball just to go through the rim. And call free throws for a reason, so you're not trying to go up there and make it free. And I saw those 2 go down, and I believe I'll follow that up with a transition spin move on Draymond with a float over the top, and then we was able to get a stop. I was able to hit a 3 across from the bench, and then we just started going. And we went from, like you said, down 7, I believe, at one point to having 11-point lead at halftime. So just trying to feed off the fans, feed off our ability to defend, and just put the pressure on.
Vince.
LeBron, D-Lo was in here a couple of minutes ago and he said that when the trade was made, all the trades that happened at the deadline, he thought there was potential, but he thought it would take a little longer period of time, especially with the injuries. Are you surprised that it has gelled so quick? I think you guys haven't lost a home game since late March.
Well, obviously, like you said, we had a lot of injuries, and myself, I was out for a few weeks. When we was able to make the trial, I think we played when D-Lo and them guys got here, I think I played 3 games with them. We had some success, but then I went out with an injury in Dallas. I was on the shelf for 4 weeks, but one thing I noticed, how the team just clicked in my absence. So I knew right away once I came back, I could fit in, and we can play some good basketball. I knew that. I knew guys were playing for one another, guys were playing hard, we were sharing the ball, and we was playing the way that we envisioned the Lakers to play. And it's resulting in us being in the second round of the playoffs up until this point.
Crystal to your right.
LeBron, congrats on the win. You spoke about the hot start from D-Lo and AD, only 1 ball in this game. But how did you feel like your defense affected things, especially early on when things were a little tighter?
Well, I said that after game 2 that no matter what goes on, we hang our hat on our defense. We're one of the best defensive teams in the league, if not the best. And in order for us to reach our potential, we have to defend at a high level. And there's not one team in this league that tests you on that side more than Golden State. So it keeps us on alert. Throughout 48 minutes, every possession, 24 seconds on the shot clock, they will make you work throughout that whole possession. So you have to be alert and test our defense every single possession going against a team that with so much firepower.
Thank you.
obviously job's not finished, but to keep having significant basketball moments with this city, what does that mean to you right now?
Just trying to make memorable moments, that's all. And postseason is the best time in our league. You have an opportunity to play in the playoffs, something that you never forget about, something that you never take for granted. So, the moments we get to play in front of our fans, we cherish those for the rest of our lives, that's for sure.
Chris?
Brian, this series is every other day. You're playing the game. Narratives get changed and shifted each game. I know you're used to this. How is your team? Have you been able to evaluate your team and how they handle, things that are being said outside, day to day?
Well, I think just for the young guys that hasn't been a part of the postseason or haven't, not much experience in the postseason, just stay off the TV and stay off social media. You win a game, everybody's the greatest player in the world. You lose a game, they're throwing dirt on you. It's literally that simple. It's all about, training your mind for, the next challenge. What's the next challenge? This game is over with. Play well. Okay, cool. But we got another one on Monday. So you got a show to watch. Or if you like favorite movies, or if you like listening to music, or if you read books, or whatever the case may be, playing cards with the family, whatever. But you stay off social media, and when you watch the other playoff games, watching on mute, play some music in the background. That's what I do.
Last three. Melissa?
Hey Brian, above all else, you're a father. What were the emotions today around saying Ronnie commit to USC?
First of all, congratulations to my son on his next journey and picking a great university, USC. Proud of him. This is an incredible thing. I think I told Mike after the game, unless it was like one of my great-grandmothers or great-grandfathers or someone that way before my time, to my knowledge of, this is the first one out of the James game to go to college. Obviously, his dad didn't go to school. His mom didn't go to college. I think my mom stepped on campus for a little bit, maybe a community college or something, but she had my little ass running around, so she couldn't spend much time in the classroom. 19 years old, she couldn't do that. I was 3. So it's very, 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 very exciting, very humbling, and great moment for our family. It's just super cool. He's a great kid. USC's been a great kid. Obviously, he's there to play basketball, but they're going to be a super surprised at how great of a kid he is, even though they've been recruiting for quite a while. So it's super cool. It's super cool. And also, I want to give a shout out to my nephew too. You guys know how long Randy been with me, and his son committed to the University of Oregon to play football. So we're definitely having a celebration this weekend. Between our extended families, because it's just super cool. So it's a proud moment going around, and super. Just I don't know, just it's amazing. It is.
Last two, well, Rachel and then Ramona.
Brian, so much, you mentioned the spin move on Draymond, so much of the series going into it was LeBron and Steph, but what is it like for you out there playing against Draymond specifically? You guys have so much history on the court and then such a strong relationship off of it.
It's a beautiful thing. As we get older and our kids get bigger, our families get closer, then at one point when we step away from the game, then we'll have a lot to talk about. The battles that we had between each other, the battles that we had, of course, competition, and then just the enjoyment just to be able to play this game that we love. To kids from the inner city of the Midwest, and from Saginaw, from Akron, being a part of underprivileged households, moms kind of being the backbone of the house. We got a lot to relate to, and it's always a beautiful thing to be out on the floor home, people that you know, have your best, your best interests at heart off the floor. I mean, obviously we battle on the court. Obviously we're going to continue to battle as long as we can continue to lace them up and be on opposing teams. But this game only lasts for so long, and to be able to have people that you can, rely on and trust and support. Once you just decide to hang it up, I think that's what life is all about.
Ramona, last question.
Ron, when you first said you wanted to be in the NBA when your son comes to the NBA, I don't know if you're a big goal setter or somebody who puts things into existence, speak it into existence, but we all did the math and it was like, well, you have to play until he's 40, 41 to do that. When you first said it, did you think that was realistic? Did you think like, wow, it's this is how long it's going to be, and now to see him commit to college, is it coming into focus like this actually might happen?
No, I was serious, and I'm still serious about it. Obviously, I gotta continue to keep my body and my mind fresh. I think my mind most importantly. If my mind go, then my body was just like, okay, what we doing? So, but I mean, at the end of the day, either if I am or if I'm not, I've done what I had to do in this league, and my son is going to take his journey, and whatever his journey, however his journey laid out, he's going to do what's best for him. And as his dad, his mom Savannah, his brother, his sister are going to support him in whatever he decides to do. So, just because that's my aspiration and my goal doesn't mean it's his. So, and I'm absolutely okay with that. My job is to support my son, whatever he wants to do. I support my youngest son, Bryce, support my daughter, Missouri, whatever they want to do, and then go from there. So, one thing about being a parent and being parents out here is it's not about always what you want, it's about listening to your kids and what they want. That's when you get a real relationship with them. So, you understand? If you have kids. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Oak.